Our cities are stuck. We build one-size-fits-all neighborhoods for one-size-fits-all people, squeezing quality out of the places we live, pushing ourselves further from the city, and burying ourselves in debt. We travel more, work more, eat quicker, and talk less. But this ignores how interconnected we really are. 90% of our time is now spent indoors, even though our buildings can be 5 times as toxic as the streets outside. London is one of the loneliest places in the UK, even though isolation has the same effect as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That half of all the new homes we build will break within a year, and 1 in 10 of us won't be able to afford the heating, the stress of which can reduce our IQ, or how well we absorb our food, or how likely we are to get heart disease, diabetes, or dementia. Our cities are unaffordable, disposable, and lonely. We're complex humans living in a simple world.
As architects and designers, we avoid this messiness of real life. What happens after the building's finished? So when it comes to something like health, too often we focus on the hospital, the waiting room, or the shape of the chair. But none of this addresses what brought people here in the first place. What if we could go back and understand how our cities make us sick? So when we talk about things like air pollution, it's not just how many cars are on the road, or how toxic the fumes are. It's the number of playgrounds lost each year, or the rise in asthma, or heart conditions. Something that alone costs the taxpayer around 30 billion a year, about the same we spend on secondary schools. What if we saw our neighbourhoods the same way? So our homes weren't just bricks and mortar, but were how long they were likely to last, how much heat they lost, or how sick they make us. What if we shifted from designing objects and products to designing performance? Seeing our buildings not in terms of their appearance, but in terms of their impact on our health, on our well-being, or on our environment, allowing us to bring back those upfront costs, to form smart contracts over the performance of our neighbourhoods, investing in them as a platform for the next 25, 50, or even 100 years. So instead of designing the treatment, we're designing the prevention.
This means that when we're designing a new development, the materials we use can be written as code and linked openly to relevant data, like information about the product, where it's from, or local planning rules, meaning every brick, every line of mortar, every kilowatt of energy saved, every ton of carbon offset can be seen as we design, and show us how much our buildings really cost over their lifetime, allowing us to design neighbourhoods for their health benefits, rather than just their price tag. We can connect live diagnostics of everyday building components, like a window, and feedback performance in real time, to see when it needs servicing or replacing before it breaks, to encourage a more circular economy. Having this data in the design phase means we can design in space for people to adapt as they go through their lives, like starting a business, or having more space for the family. At a neighbourhood level, this could mean our cities could become more flexible by allowing our buildings to change for what a neighbourhood needs, from a place to live, to somewhere we can work, or a space for making. With connected local plans outlining appearance, noise level, or building quality that respond to real-life data about how our environment is changing. Yet the possibility of these new design tools are more than just flexibility or efficiency. They have the potential to change who the designers actually are. Not only giving us a say in the new developments happening around us, but making the effect it will have on our cities open and transparent. They could also give us information on the cost of building improvements when our buildings become too damp or need more insulation. We could see things like the availability of an empty piece of land, alongside live planning guidelines, and thousands of design options linked to real-time research. They could allow us to choose not only how our buildings look, but how we make them, from traditional development to co-designing to self-building. So we could see how our new buildings are likely to perform, or how they can encourage the things we can't measure, but we know are beneficial, like the freedom to be able to play outside, or how they can reduce the stress of energy poverty, or even create a shared experience of making something together. But most importantly, they could allow us to change how we invest in our cities, so we can put more money into better quality materials, into making our built environment more flexible, or creating shared outdoor space, all the while keeping our neighborhoods affordable. As we start to embed our buildings with information and link their performance through sensors and open data, it will reframe the role of professionals and institutions in how we solve our urban challenges, by connecting how we invest and share knowledge about the city, giving ourselves the agency to make and remake the environments around us.
We live in a complex world, a complexity we can no longer plan for. Yet it's often the people closest to the problems that know how to solve them best. Only by democratizing our city can we discover how connected we really are and create a new city for a new human.